we are discussing about a proposal by different politicians from Greece, Romania, and Bulgaria for elimination of the border controls between the three countries. It is a variant or variation of a earlier existing proposal for Bulgaria and Romanian mini-Schengen. What is the difference in the current variation of this proposal?
Hello and thank you for having me. So first of all, let us say that a couple of days ago, four members of parliaments from Bulgaria, Romania, and Greece, namely Daniel Warer, Dacian Cioloș, Georg, and Yorgos Kirtos, they announced this initiative of creating some kind of a Balkan or mini Schengen, however it is called, between among the three countries, which would materialize in abolishing the land borders between the three countries. Why this is happening now? This is happening a month after Bulgaria and Romania became part of the Schengen area. So, in the very end of last year, the two countries, and it was announced that as of the end of March 2024, the sea and air borders will be lifted for Bulgaria and Romania, and the two countries were given a perspective of fully joining the Schengen area, which would mean lifting also the land borders. Here, as we all know very well, Austria was the country that had some requirements towards Bulgaria and Romania, and therefore there was an agreement concluded which envisions that Bulgaria and Romania will have to strengthen their external borders. This is very important for our country, for Bulgaria, because Bulgaria is an external border and borders Turkey, which we know is very kind of right now the geopolitical tensions are kind of dynamic, and therefore protecting an external border of the European Union is of paramount importance in the current geopolitical circumstances. So those four members, politicians from the three countries, wrote a letter to the Greek Minister of Immigration and Asylum, Dimitris Karidis, requesting that this kind of a mini Schengen between the three countries is created. What is the difference from what you just cited? The difference is that what I just explained. We have new circumstances in new circumstances for Bulgaria and Romania. The two countries are becoming part of the Schengen area. The land borders will soon be also abolished. Another difference is that Greece is also supporting this initiative, or not just Greece, but a representative of the Greek MEPs. And therefore, here we have a very strong kind of political will to boost the cooperation, trade cooperation, economic cooperation among the three countries, but to also support the tourism. We all know very well that many Bulgarian and Romanian tourists are visiting the Greek seaside during the summer months, and lifting the land border checks will significantly decrease the time spent on the borders. And those reasons are exactly the reasons that the four politicians are enlisting in their letter to the Greek minister.
You mentioned that the Greek government or important politicians appear to be somehow engaged with this idea of elimination of border controls between Greece, Romania, and Bulgaria. On the other hand, among the Romanian politicians who support this idea is Dacian Cioloș, who is a very influential person. He is a former president of the parliamentary group Renew Europe, or group which is closely linked to the Macron tendency in European Parliament. To what extent do you expect that this uh, alliance of different countries and forces in European politics creates a greater chance, possibility for the proposal to be realized?
So as I said, the this kind of a proposal is I look at it from two perspectives: the technical perspective and the political perspective. Uh, the presence of uh, politicians from those three countries truly kind of how to say makes the support even greater for the initiative. But on the other hand, we still don't know what's the opinion of the European Commission on the on whether this initiative is kind of feasible to materialize. From what I've been hearing from colleagues that focus on the application and implementation of the agreement of the Schengen Agreement, it will be very important to know whether such kind of an initiative would be in accordance with the provisions of the Treaty for the European Union, the agreement for Schengen, and the agreement that I already mentioned from last year for Bulgaria's and Romania's accession to the Schengen area. So, on the political front, though, as you said, the initiative kind of weighs much more when you have those prominent politicians supporting it. But I think the result of this initiative, the end game of it, will be somehow of the cross point between the technical side of the matter and the political side of the matter.
Okay, and just a short question about the technical side from what you have read or what you have discussed with the experts. Do these three countries have right to unilaterally abolish the border controls between themselves, especially in a moment when just 1 month ago Bulgaria and Romania agreed with Austria to in fact strengthen the border controls between themselves?
Yes, indeed, and this is the tricky part about this whole initiative. In the agreement that you just mentioned, Bulgaria and Romania have to guarantee stronger control on their borders, and at the same time, the initiative envisions lifting the checks at the land borders. So this is why we have a lot of kind of dynamic debate on what the European Commission would state about this initiative. But also, we should not underestimate the political side of the question. Many decisions at the European Union are political, but there's also a technical side that we should not kind of turn a blind eye on.
At the end, we are just a short time, a few months before discussing a few months before the European elections. To what extent do you expect that the issue of Schengen complete accession through land borders and also this discussion for border controls elimination would matter and maybe would be even a dividing line between the different political tendencies in Bulgaria at European elections?
So the Schengen debate is, at least in the Bulgarian context, is inevitably linked to the migration debate. Recently, we at the European Council on Foreign Relations released two reports based on pan-European surveys. We found out that a big part of the Europeans is worried or sees the migration as the crisis that will affect their lives in the future. Migration, the other crisis named by the Europeans was climate. Here, I'd like to stress that climate and migration were the two kind of biggest crises that the Europeans identify as affecting their future. So inevitably, everything linked to the migration debate will have an effect on the upcoming European Parliament elections, which will be held between 6th and 9th of June this year. For the Bulgarian context, I do expect that the candidates will will talk about it, will discuss in detail this perspective of Bulgaria joining over also the land Schengen, if I can put it that way. But I think that the candidates should be very serious about providing the citizens with fact based information on the migration flows in Europe and what would be Bulgaria's role for securing the security of the whole European continent by being an external border. So I think there will be debate on these issues on both Schengen and migration, but I also encourage politicians to be very serious about it in order, for the citizens to have access to reliable information. And here, if you allow me, just to add something on this initiative for the Balkan or mini-Schengen, it will be very important, no matter the result of it, it will be very important for Bulgaria and Romania also not to lose track of the final, the ultimate goal of becoming, of lifting also the checks at the land borders. And the perspective was given to both countries. And I think both countries should work towards achieving it.